day, Yahuwah gave the man dominion over all the fish of the sea, and over all the fowl of the air, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. He placed him in a beautiful, fruitful land, the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Paradise. There, Yah caused beautiful trees of all kinds to grow with an abundance of beautiful fruit for food. He also planted the tree of life in the middle of the garden, as well as the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Yahuwah commanded Adam to dress the garden and keep it, saying, "Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it, for in the day you eat of it you shall surely die." So day to day, Adam tended to the garden, enjoyed the fruits of his labor, and continued tending to the animals.
And you, I'll call lion. You will be called elephant. And you're giraffe.
And Adam named all the birds, fish, and beasts, which Yahuwah gave Adam dominion over. All the animals had a mate, but there was no helpmeet for Adam. And Yahuwah caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he removed one of his ribs and closed up the flesh over the place. And from the rib Yahuwah removed from the man, he made a woman. And brought her to Adam. And Adam beheld the woman, as she was the most beautiful sight he had ever laid his eyes on.
Wow. You are the bone of my bone, and the flesh of my flesh. You are a woman, because you were taken out of man.
And Adam's life was forever changed. He was most content. There was nothing he wouldn't do for his gorgeous new bride. They were both naked and innocent, and neither of them were ashamed. Thus, the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, Yahuwah rested from all the work which he had made. And Yah blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he had rested from all his work which he created and made. But the serpent lurked, and he was more subtle than any other beast which Yahuwah had made. He was always scheming, looking for a way to disrupt this perfect harmony between man and his God. One day, while Adam was away, he found the woman in the garden.
Did God say you shall not eat of every fruit in the garden?
Yes, Yahuwah said we may eat from all the trees in the garden, but from that tree we can't eat of its fruit, because once we do, we shall surely die.
But you shall surely not die, for God knows that once you eat of that particular fruit, you shall become a god like him, knowing good and evil.
Woman, where have you been?
I was just talking to this snake.
What did you tell her?
No, it's all right. He was just showing me how good this fruit truly is. Go ahead, my husband. I ate it and see, I'm fine.
Once Adam ate the fruit, Their eyes became opened. They were no longer innocent and grew ashamed of their nakedness. They hurriedly put on fig leaves to cover themselves.
Adam, where art thou?
I'm here, God. I hid behind this tree when I heard you calling, because I'm naked.
Who told you you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you to not eat?
It's the woman that you gave me. She gave me this fruit from the tree, and I did eat.
What is this that you have done?
The serpent beguiled me. He told me the fruit was goodly to eat, and I took it and did eat.
Because you've done this thing, you are cursed above all the beasts of the field. You shall crawl upon your belly and eat nothing but dust all the days of your life. Put a hatred between you and the woman, and your children and her children will always be enemies. She will crush your head, but you will strike at her heel. I'll make childbirth very difficult, for you will bring forth your children in pain, and your husband shall rule over you. Because you hearkened unto the voice of your wife instead of me, when I warned you to not eat of the forbidden fruit, cursed is the ground you shall work on. You shall sow, but reap thorns and thistles. Through much toil and labor shall you endure for food, until you return back to the ground. Because of this sin, you shall now die. For out of the dust of the ground you were taken, and onto the dust shall you return.
So Yahuwah made coats of skins and clothed Adam and Eve. He banished them from the paradise of Eden and sent them out of the garden to live in the wilderness. He placed at the east of the garden a cherubim angel with a flaming sword to keep the way of the tree of life.